Hello there, my name is Kaylee. I am a U.S. medical student and I am 1 year away from being a full-fledged physician. Today we will be reacting to Euphoria. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, but I've been pushing it off. The Philip DeFranco video that came out yesterday made me really want to make this happen as soon as possible. In his video, he agrees with the director of Euphoria, Sam Levinson's reasoning for showing the good, bad, and ugly of drug abuse because the after-school specials that DeFranco were shown in his childhood led to the distrust in the actual effects of drugs since they were usually over-dramatized. I can see where DeFranco is coming from, but disagree with how Euphoria is going about depicting everything. So I'm going to start off with my opinions on the show, and then in the next video get into an unbiased review and breakdown of Rue's overdose. Before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe if you actually want to see more content like this, and comment down below what you guys want me to react to. I am thinking medical Tik Toks next. I'm sorry if it looks like I'm reading off of something, it's because I am. I just don't want to say anything incredibly stupid and my brain will go around everywhere if I don't look at or read everything. So that's what it looks like because that's what it is. First off, trigger warning, there will be discussions of multiple sensitive topics such as drug abuse, domestic abuse, and mental health issues. If you may be negatively affected by these topics, please click off as I would never want to damage anyone's mental health. I personally was triggered by the 2 full episodes that I watched in season 2. I am someone with diagnosed chronic post-traumatic stress disorder that currently mostly manifests as nightmares and flashbacks. Even after years of therapy and treatment, I can say that I am a million times better than when I was first diagnosed, and I'm very proud of how my life has progressed. I have also been in the hospital setting for quite a few years. I have assisted in limb amputations. I have had my hand inside of someone's body, have interviewed suicidal and homicidal psychiatric patients, have seen drug addicts with scars all over their bodies because they are seeing bugs and they're trying to pick them out of their skin, and have seen someone my age slowly die due to a drug overdose, and he was unfortunately discovered by his mother. It is safe to say that I have seen some stuff, and yet I was not triggered with any of what I just mentioned. Euphoria, however, led me to have multiple graphic and disgusting, disturbing nightmares a night, a couple of them a night, for several days. For the context of what my childhood was like, if I were to place myself into the show, I would be Rue's sister if Maddie and Nate were my parents. And now I will explain how I feel about how Euphoria portrays each topic. So first, drug abuse. The director of Euphoria stated that he bases a lot of the show on the struggles that he dealt with as a young drug user. To me, it is evident that someone who abused drugs in the past made the show, as I don't think it shows how characters would really look to a normal person. Every time a character uses a drug in the show, it comes across as euphoric, just as the name of the show highlights. Also, from the audience's perspective, the characters appear intoxicated, but also somewhat in control. This was especially highlighted in the clip that I will be reacting to later in Season 2, Episode 2. This is incredibly problematic. Even though the show is rated R, the targeted audience is mostly teenagers and young adults. This audience is not only impressionable, but also oftentimes believes that they are invincible. If they see a relatable character doing an astounding amount of drugs and surviving, they may do the same. Not to mention the fact that the show basically supplies the audience with a guide on how they may obtain the drugs, use the drugs, get away with using said drugs by dangerous ways to pass drug tests, and they romanticize the effects of the drugs by leading the audience to believe that the drugs will remove the pain, remove all pain, while making it seem as though some characters have no other choice, no other options, but to resort to substance abuse. This is an important statement. Drugs such as fentanyl, an incredibly potent drug used by the main character Rue, and many other substances shown on Euphoria, can kill anyone on their first attempt at using it. I repeat, the first attempt can kill someone, especially if laced with another potent drug or mixed with alcohol. During my clinical rotations in pediatrics and psychiatry, I was part of the treatment team for quite a few depressed, bipolar, and suicidal teenagers. They would often have a difficult time receiving proper care, and healthcare professionals such as primary care physicians or pediatricians may not always have the time, training, or resources to identify and therefore treat in a teenager before it's too late. Being a teenager or young adult often means finding your identity, and when they see something like Euphoria, where the imagery and actors are both incredibly gorgeous and every character has an interesting plot, they may want to imitate the characters that are relatable to them. Next topic, sociopathy or psychopathy. Surprisingly, the scenes of drug abuse did not trigger me the most. It was Nate. His manipulation of everyone around him reminded me of some of the most toxic people that I grew up with, and his character truly made me feel sick to my stomach. I did not watch the episodes where he sent Soft Boy to jail, manipulated Jules, or physically assaulted Maddie, nor do I intend to. The character Nate himself is problematic in the current climate where school shooters and serial killers are already being romanticized. He is not only incredibly attractive to societal norms, but humanized by his past, making his actions seem justified. I would love for someone like Legia Miller, the amazing lawyer, to make a video on all of the threats that Nate holds over the characters' heads. It would be amazing to know if his threats are legitimate, like the ones he made against Jules or the Soft Boy, and if threats like that would actually hold up in court, or if they are just empty threats, especially since many teenagers and young adults are currently being manipulated into non-consensual acts out of fear of being doxxed, as in, their address is being leaked or something like that, or having inappropriate pictures released, like they might threaten it be released to the police or their parents or anything like that. And these are the threats that real people are getting. Some victims have even lost their lives to suicide because of someone like the character Nate. So please tag her in the comments so that she is more likely to see my video and react, because I love her and honestly I would love to know, and I don't even know where to start in terms of finding this information. Next topic, domestic abuse. While again I was incredibly triggered by Maddie and Nate's relationship, I did not mind the depiction of it. I also appreciated the fact that they chose Maddie's character to be a strong and outspoken woman. This shows the audience that just about anyone can be a victim of domestic violence, no matter how they present themselves. They also do a great job of showing the 3 phases of the cycle of abuse in an abusive relationship. 1, the tension phase, where the victim feels as though they need to work extra hard to make the abuser's life easier and are walking on eggshells because they are afraid that anything may set the abuser off. They may say things like, yeah, I make sure the house is clean and they have a meal to come home to every day, but I'm still snapped at for every little thing. 2, the violence phase. This is where the abuser will actually harm the victim in some shape or form. And finally, 3, the honeymoon phase is where the abuser apologizes. It makes an effort to make the victim feel loved. They may buy the victim things and say things such as, I'm sorry, I only get that way when you make me so jealous. I would never hurt you again. I love you. There is so much more that I could say about Euphoria, but then this video would be hours and hours. So I've linked some videos in the description of some that I enjoyed watching. I know this video is pretty hard to get through, pretty heavy, so if you did get through it, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe for more, and comment down below on what you want me to react to next. I'm still thinking medical TikToks, but you guys let me know. Dr. Elliot Carthy is a psychiatrist that does a great job delving into Rue's mental health, really going over the first episode. A Therapist in the Wild shows a more relaxed breakdown of the first season with some great insight. I love that she has like a drink in her hand, but she's still very informative. So it's good. It goes over the full season. And the Truth Doctor is a therapist who has conquered drug addiction and has been helping others battle their addiction for 8 years now. She reacts to each episode of the second season and so far has been amazing to watch. See you next time. Bye bye. Hello there. My name is Kaylee. I am a